This is James Lupton, the Sloth Box, sponsored by the Excelsior Sporting Club. And today I am joined by the host of our sponsors, Ray Mancini. Ray, how are you?
I'm very well, Jim. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
No worries at all. Thanks for joining us again. As I mentioned, you are one of the hosts for Excelsior Sporting Club's boxing events alongside Steve Bunce, Richie Whittle, and at the last event, Barry Jones also. First of all, tell me how that event went.
Oh, the event was wonderful. It's the second one Scott Murray and Excelsior Promotions has had, and it was better than the first one, and we expect the next one to even be better than this one. I mean, that's the thing about promotion. You always get better. You always work out the little kinks and the little mistakes you might be making in the first one you don't make on the second, and so on. So it was a wonderful show. The food's terrific, and it's a throwback to the old days, which we talked about. Black tie, people getting dressed, formal 5-course dinner, and then you watch wonderful fights, great fights, showcasing local talent, which is so important for any area. For fighters to be able to be showcased in front of their local fans is imperative to growing as a star. And if you build them as stars locally, then it goes regionally and then nationally and of course globally. That's what the hope is.
Absolutely. And you know yourself, you're a former fighter, you know how hard it can be to start out in your professional career. I spoke to Ollie Cooper, who fought on the show, and he was saying about how much less pressure there was on him because he didn't have to sell tickets for the first time in his professional career, because that was down to Scott and his team who were selling the tickets on behalf of the fighters. Just how easy is it now for these fighters who appear on these shows?
Well, it's first of all, talking about Ollie Cooper, who did a wonderful job. He had so many fans there last night. Most of the room was for him. So the fact that he must have did very well, selling or not having to selling, he could fill a place. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing for promoters to know in the future. But the fights are, they were terrific fights. They're evenly matched fights. And that's all a promoter needs to do is put on good entertainment. And good entertainment is evenly matched fights. And Scott does a wonderful job. Him and his team, his matchmaker, John Pegg, do a wonderful job of it. And so they got some great talent, local talent. You got you got a new fighter, Niall, what's that, Barry? Niall Barry. This kid's going to be a world contender soon, if he's not already. I mean, he should be ranked already as a featherweight. This kid can fight. And of course, Sam Egerton, Sam Egerton is, former champion. And the fact that you have him in your hometown, this guy can fill any place. So there's a lot of talent. A guy like Ollie Cooper, you mentioned, this kid's gonna climb. He's gonna do very well in his business. So I think that Birmingham and Cannock itself is going to do very well in boxing in the near future because you got local talent that could sell, the talented fighters, and Scott has the venue and he's building these young guys up.
Absolutely, it's very much a positive thing for grassroots boxing, especially. You mentioned there Noel Berry. With after COVID and things like that, he may not have had these opportunities that he's getting now to box and perform. At his hometown, but also in front of you guys like yourself, Steve Bunce, Richie Whittle. We know you guys for being the face on TV and these massive shows. For these guys who are coming through, they're almost starstruck and in awe when they see you guys there. Do you feel that? Do you get that from those guys? Do you feel your presence being felt there?
Well, I mean, people treat me very well. From the fans to the fighters, they'll show a lot of respect. It's wonderful to see. But I'm hoping maybe like me. I was a fight fan. I love her fighters, and I still am. So I used to read about my heroes, or when I got a chance to meet them, and become friends with some. Roberto Duran, I used to look up to. That's he was the guy I wanted to be, and then I've become very good friends with him. And it was wonderful to see that, and just to be around a guy like Duran, it just gives you so much confidence, that you're part of that club now. So I hope maybe if some of these young fighters feel that with me, it would be wonderful. That would mean everything in the world to me, because you just want to give positive reinforcement to young guys on the climb, young fighters that not only can they do it, that they choose the right profession. There's a lot of guys, people question themselves like boxing is a very brutal sport, and you go in there and some days you wonder, did I pick the right profession or not? Because sometimes it's just things, they have 3 or 4 bad days and it's like, I don't know if I know how to do this anymore. So, you want to be an inspiration to people, and I hope I can be that.
Absolutely. You've been involved in boxing a long, long time. I want to talk about the man sitting next to you, Scott Murray, the promoter, your tour manager. This is a guy who is helping out massively in the sport. And I say, giving these guys opportunities. Just tell me a little bit about Scott and how you feel he does in the sport after how many people you've dealt with, etc.
Well, you know what? You just gave him a new title, tour manager. He is my tour manager now. I'm gonna book him and tell him, maybe give me some more gigs. Come on, man. Right now I've just been to Cannock in Birmingham and a few other places.
Scotland as well.
That's good in Scotland.
I know,
yes.
in
Dublin, we did Dublin. Come on, I want to do the tour of all of UK in Ireland. I want to do it all, and all in one trip. Now Scott's being a former fighter. He understands what it takes to build guys up. He understands they need an opportunity and a place to fight, and have a home base. And he's doing that, but he's doing it in a classy way. He's doing it in a way that is old school. Back in the, like I said, 30s, 40s, and 50s. That's what it was. People were dressed in black, not only black, dressed down. People were dressed down with suit and ties, and then you do the black tie events, and that's how it should be. Make it a real event, and but bring class to it. Certain flavor to it that it hasn't had for a long time. So Scott's doing a wonderful job with that. He's got the venue here at Bar Sport. It's a wonderful facility. Pretty soon he may have to get to another facility because people, there's too many. He can't fit everyone who wanted tickets, right? But
London next year.
London, maybe next. They say in London next year, so that'd be wonderful. So that's the point. But he's got the guys. I think Scott can build a good team, a good roster of fighters, and take them to and the crowd and their following with them, to London or wherever. And I'm going to try to help Scott bring some of the American fighters over here to come in. We got a good group of American fighters that I think would be good matches for the local talent, evenly matched, and give some of these American fighters an opportunity to fight overseas, get exposed to a different type of crowd. So I'm trying to help in that way also. So it's just wonderful to be here, and hopefully I'll have him back for the next one because I got to fulfill my duties. I got to fulfill my duties. Shake hands, kiss babies, take pictures like we're doing tonight. I enjoy it. Scott takes very good care of me, and it makes it fun for me to come over here. So I'm hoping to keep coming back. And in fact, there's 2 more shows before the end of the year, and hopefully I'll work both those. That'd be 4 times this year. That's pretty soon I'm gonna have to get my British citizenship, my British passport. So
you'll have a Birmingham Peaky Blinders accent.
Yes.
I mean, it's great to hear that already after just 2 events, there's such a plan in place for expansion for the
Yes. James, I'm so happy you said that. See, that's what I love about Scott. He already planned doing 4 fights this year. He didn't say, well, if it makes money, I'm going to do the next one. And no, he already planned it. We're going to do it, give it a year, and see how it goes. That's what the promoters got to do. They got to give themselves at least time to grow. And he's doing that. And he's already got the next fight for September. And
November's the next one.
And then 1 November. So it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Again, if you're a local fighter, hopefully a lot of these local guys will be fighting more in between. But if not, at least you can fight 4 times a year, the minimum 4 times a year. So that's a very good thing. And it's a good feeling to know as a fighter that you have a place that you can showcase your talent, at least a couple times a year.
Absolutely, no, especially those guys to keep active as well, like you say.